Hello friends, I am Devesh Ahir from RBNB College, Srirampur. Today, I deliver a lecture on rotational dynamics from Physics First, 12th Science as per Maharashtra State Syllabus. Now, everybody is familiar with the uniform circular motion. A circular motion in which its linear velocity remains constant. Such circular motion is called as uniform circular motion. Now, in this lecture, we have to study the application of uniform circular motion. In this case, we have to study the vehicle which is moving along the horizontal circular track. Now, when the vehicle is moving along the horizontal circular track and we observe from or we consider the vertical plane, then diagram is very simple. In that case, if we consider this one is the center of that circular track and vehicle of mass m moving along the circular track. In this way, if this one is the center of gravity of the vehicle and it is distance from the center of the horizontal circular track is given by small r. If m is the mass of the vehicle, moving along the circular track, v is the corresponding velocity of the vehicle. Now, in that case, its weight of the vehicle is given by m into g, where m is mass of the vehicle and g is acceleration due to gravity acting on the vehicle. So, this one is the weight of the vehicle. Capital N is the normal reaction. Now, if we consider this one is the center of gravity of the vehicle, normal reaction due to the road surface acting in a upward direction. So, this one is the normal reaction. This normal reaction is balanced by the weight of the vehicle, which is given by m into g. Because we know that m is the mass, g is the acceleration due to gravity. So, weight of vehicle is in a downward direction. Now, if this car moving along the horizontal circular track, then the frictional force acting on the vehicle in this direction. So, this is the direction of frictional force. This is the direction of frictional force, which is directed toward the center of the horizontal circular track. Now, from this diagram, we can say that this normal reaction is balanced by the weight of the vehicle. So, we write n is equal to mg. Equation 1. Now, if v is the velocity of the vehicle, m is the mass of the vehicle, r is the radius, then its centripetal force is given by necessary centripetal force is provided for the circular motion and centripetal force is given by mv square upon r. If we substitute value of v is equal to r omega, then the centripetal force will become m into omega square into r. So, necessary centripetal force is mv square upon r. This is in terms of velocity, linear velocity. This centripetal force is in terms of angular velocity. So this is the equation 2. Now see this diagram. Frictional force is in this direction toward the center C, and centrifugal force balances this frictional force. So we can write this frictional force is equal to centripetal force and centrifugal force having same magnitude, only directions are opposite to each other. Therefore, we consider only magnitude, and magnitude of centrifugal force is say mv square upon r, that is equal to m omega square r. This is equation 3. Now concentrate on equation 1 and 3. So divide equation 3 by equation 1. So we get this frictional force Fs upon m, that is equal to mv square upon r upon n is mg. In that case, mass of vehicle get cancelled. So frictional force upon normal reaction, that is equal to v square upon rg. Equation 4. This frictional force upon normal reaction is in terms of linear velocity. Similarly, we can write this Fs upon n, that is equal to in terms of angular velocity. So we write m omega square into r upon mg. Again this m get cancelled and we get omega square r upon g. This is the ratio of frictional force upon normal reaction in terms of angular velocity. So in this way, we find out the ratio of frictional force upon normal reaction in terms of angular velocity and linear velocity. Now, this is equation say 5. Now see this diagram. In that case, this r is constant. Then mass of the vehicle is also constant. Therefore, weight is constant. So when vehicle moving along the horizontal circular track, then weight of the vehicle is constant. R is constant. Then if velocity of vehicle goes on increasing, then frictional force also goes on increasing. So this frictional force will become maximum as velocity goes on increasing. And we know that as frictional force goes on increasing, we know that this frictional force is equal to mu s into m, its maximum value. This magnitude of frictional force goes on changing from 0 to mu s into m, where mu s is coefficient of static friction. This mu s is called as, it is constant, and it is called as coefficient of static friction. Now, by rearranging this equation, we get mu s is equal to Fs maximum upon m. This Fs is maximum, therefore velocity of vehicle is also maximum. Velocity of vehicle is also maximum. Then we have to concentrate on equation 4 and equation 5. In that case, this This equation 4 is ratio of Fs upon N, that is equal to mu s, and therefore we write this Fs upon N is equal to v square, velocity also maximum, so we get v square maximum upon rg. We get mu s is equal to v square maximum upon rg. Therefore rearranging this equation we get v square maximum upon rg, that is equal to mu s. By rearranging this equation we get v square maximum, that is equal to mu s into rg. And by taking square root of both sides of this equation we get maximum speed of the vehicle. V maximum is equal to under root mu s into rg. This is equation say 6. So this equation 6 gives us maximum velocity of the vehicle which is moving along the horizontal circular track. Vmax is equal to under root mu s in rg. From this equation we can say that this maximum speed of vehicle depends upon mu s. Mu s means coefficient of static friction. R is the radius of curvature and g is the acceleration due to gravity. So according to equation 6 we can say that this maximum speed of vehicle depends upon coefficient of static friction, radius of curvature of road surface, and g, acceleration due to gravity. So this is the maximum velocity of vehicle moving along the horizontal circular track. Now we have to, in that case, road surface and horizontal surface both are along the same line, and in between them angle of banking theta is equal to 0. Now we have to study another application of the uniform circular motion, that is banking of road. Because we know that this velocity of the vehicle goes on increasing, then after certain limit these vehicle get skidding through the horizontal circular track, and to increase the velocity we use banked curved surface. So second application of uniform circular motion is vehicle along banked curved road. So for the banked curved road we consider a horizontal surface. This one is the horizontal surface. We making some angle, road surface making some angle with this horizontal. This angle is called as angle of banking, which is shown by theta. Now when vehicle is on the road surface, then its velocity can be increased as compared to the horizontal circular track. Now in that case, if we consider this one is the center of gravity of the vehicle, then normal reaction is perpendicular to the road surface. So we have to draw the perpendicular normal reaction. This is the direction of normal reaction. Now this normal reaction can be resolved in two components. One is say vertical component n cos theta and horizontal component n sin theta. This n cos theta is vertical component and it is balanced by the weight of the vehicle. So weight of the vehicle is mg. As this angle is theta, therefore this angle between normal reaction and its component is also equal to theta. It is also equal to theta. This is the diagram of the vehicle which is moving along the banked curve road. First of all, we have to study what is banked curve road. So, in that case, we know that there is an angle between horizontal surface and road surface. Or if you consider this one is the inner surface of the road and this is the outer surface of the road. We know that this outer surface is higher than the inner surface. Now, this process is called as banking of road. This process is called as banking of road. So we can say that what is banking of road? The process in which outer surface is raised with respect to inner surface, that is called as banking of road. It is called as banking of road. In that case, outer surface is at higher with respect to inner surface, and this process is called as banking of road. Now, what is theta? Theta is called as angle of banking. So, what is angle of banking? So, we can say that the angle between road surface and horizontal is called as angle of banking. Very simple. In diagram we see this theta is the angle between road surface and horizontal, and this theta is called as angle of banking. Therefore, we can say that angle of banking means it is the angle between road surface and horizontal. Now, we have to derive an expression for velocity of the vehicle which is moving along the banked curve road. So, for that purpose, if we consider m is the mass of the vehicle, m is mass of the vehicle, g is acceleration due to gravity, then weight of vehicle is mg. Now, forces acting on the vehicle are two forces. One is say weight of the vehicle which is acting in a downward direction. Weight of the vehicle which is acting in a downward direction. And there is another force acting on the vehicle, that is normal reaction. This normal reaction is perpendicular to this road surface. So, we can say that forces acting on vehicle are, first one is weight of the vehicle and second one is normal reaction. This normal reaction is resolved into component. Normal reaction can be resolved in two components. One is vertical component and another one is horizontal component. So, vertical component of normal reaction is n cos theta. Vertical component of normal reaction is n cos theta, which is balanced by weight of the vehicle and horizontal component of normal reaction is balanced by centrifugal force. It is balanced by centrifugal force. So, according to this one, we can say that from the diagrams, this n cos theta is balanced by mg. So, we write n cos theta, that is equal to mg, equation 1. Now, horizontal component n sin theta that is equal to, it is balanced by centrifugal force, or in another word we can say that for circular motion there is necessary centripetal force provided, and that provided centripetal force is given by mv square upon r in terms of linear velocity. So this is equation 2. Now divide equation 2 by equation 1. We get n sin theta upon n cos theta, that is equal to mv square upon r upon mg. Now in that case, this n get cancel, this m get cancel, then we get sin theta upon cos theta is tan theta. This tan theta is equal to v square upon rg. Now where theta is angle of banking. So for finding the angle of banking, we take theta is equal to this tan on that side will become tan inverse v square upon rg. So in this way we find out angle of banking. We can find out angle of banking. This theta is equal to tan inverse v square upon rg. In that case, v is the velocity of the vehicle which is moving along the bent curve road. R is the radius of curvature and g is acceleration due to gravity.